Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Since XRP is the only large-cap cryptocurrency on the entire freaking globe with legal clarity in the United States, 2023 has proven to be the best year in history on the legal front in the world of crypto, and obviously, especially for us here in the XRP community. By now, I'm sure everyone has heard that a grayscale firm won a legal battle against the SEC yesterday, in regards to the spot Bitcoin ETF. This doesn't mean that the SEC is any closer to actually getting the ETF approved, but it does indicate that they are moving in that direction. Another day, another class action complaint against Uniswap in the crypto industry. So this has nothing to do with the SEC in particular, but it has been dismissed. This is a major development, for a variety of explanations. First of all, from where I'm sitting, especially after learning the judge's point of view, this line of thinking only strengthens the case. If you're scratching your head and wondering what the heck is XRP, it's computer code, right? From a legal standpoint, XRP is intellectual clarity. Well, there are explanations and counterexamples here as well. The judge who dismissed the Uniswap class action complaint is also hearing the Coinbase case, which I feel compelled to state up front. The SEC should not take this news well. There are already hints that this judge, who is not particularly sympathetic to the SEC, may face opposition at this hearing. So, it's great. To be sure, the judge's ruling today doesn't set a hard and fast precedent, but it does set a new tone. When something like this reaches national headlines, people's knowledge of concepts like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin exchanges takes another hit. We in the XRP community have arrived to this conclusion, and it's evident that anyone with a level head and a little of objectivity would reach the same one. That third parties have not reached the conclusion that the asset or computer code itself is a security or illegal is further evidence of this. And that's why I say it again. This sort of behavior just serves to reinforce the well-deserved consensus that XRP is not a security. So, I'll spill the beans right here. To be clear, I do not have a financial supporter of any kind, and I am not offering financial advice, but I do have some initial remarks from attorney John Deaton on this. And you should not make any financial decisions based on what I write or say. I'm just a fan who occasionally posts videos to YouTube regarding crypto-related subjects for kicks. The Southern District of New York, presided over by Judge Annalisa Tour, was also the location of the famous Ripple litigation. The latest news from our daily meeting is as follows. Governed by a judge, the SEC has thrown out a class action complaint filed by Uniswap against Coinbase. A lawsuit brought against the central decentralized cryptocurrency exchange Uniswap was dismissed by a judge in the Southern District of New York. According to the complaint, Uniswap and Able was involved in the trading of fraudulent tokens that hurt unwary investors. In his judgment, the judge explained that the lack of regulatory clarity in crypto means that there is effectively no recognizable defendant and no recognizable law being broken when it comes to unit swaps and decentralization. So, have a look at what the judge had to say about it. The author has nailed the mark perfectly, and I appreciate that. Also, this case against Uniswap is the first time I've ever heard of anything like it. The very definition of a waste of time. And so, have a look at this. The judge ruled that the plaintiffs have a recognizable injury but no recognizable defendant because the identities of the scam token issuers are unknown and unknowable due to the decentralized nature of the protocols. Even though they have no legal recourse due to the current state of cryptocurrency regulation, the plaintiffs in this case are suing the Uniswap defendants and the venture capitalist defendants anyway. I totally agree with that statement. Hence the court will be dismissing their whole complaint as explained below. And one of my favorite things about that is that the judge is acknowledging an insufficient regulatory environment here by saying that cryptocurrency regulation leaves them without redress, at least with respect to the charges in the suit. I don't understand a word the Kim Jong-uns are saying, but one thing is crystal clear, Kim Jong-un's mouth, and the mouths of those who cite him, should be shut down immediately. Here's another saying from that judge. The name of the judge is Catherine. It's time to put in an official report. Furthermore, I brought this up earlier in the year. A judge already really turned up the heat on the SEC on their charges against Coinbase, which are also completely baseless, but that was many months ago. What would Judge Vila say? Here it is from the SEC and Coinbase lawsuit from earlier this year, quote, "I am not arguing that the Commission should be omniscient at the time it is assessing a registration statement and that it should know all things. However, I assumed the Commission was investigating Coinbase thoroughly. And I guess I was hoping it would warn me that this was a bad idea. This is illegal under securities laws, or we are in some intriguing uncharted territory here with regards to whether the assets on your platform are security, so be forewarned that perhaps one day there could be a problem," end quote. And so this is, one again, basic sense. Truth be told, neither do the vast majority of you listening, nor do I expect any lawyers among you to be among those listening. Of course, I'm referring to the lawyers in our community and the crypto industry at large, but the vast majority of us aren't lawyers. It hits you like a ton of bricks. The SEC approved Coinbase's initial public offering, IPO, a few years ago, so they were familiar with the company and its business plan. So, the SEC is using shaky logic to argue its case. It's not our job to know every little thing that Coinbase is up to, after all. It's not like we greenlit everything the company did and now they're being sued left and right. What the judge is stating, on the other hand, is illogical. I'm paraphrasing from a few years ago, you jerks. She's advocating for the exact ideas we were discussing. How dare you accuse Coinbase of wrongdoing? And you were well aware of how they made money. Without a doubt, they did. The SEC should have said something to stop this IPO from happening in the first place if there was a problem of sufficient magnitude to prompt a lawsuit just 2 years later. That's why this is significant, too. Since Coinbase has reinstated XRP, we know they're on our side. We hope Coinbase succeeds. This is a truly major legal matter. Because if Coinbase is established, the node would see that they are actively working to eliminate access points for the Bitcoin market. For the simple reason that what Coinbase is doing is probably against the law in the USA. It's a worn-out argument, but every US stock exchange is breaking the law by listing what are ostensibly unregistered securities. It would be disastrous, though, if they were to win this action. Right now, I just don't see it happening. Not at all, honest. But if that's the case, my goodness. It's great to see this because the alternative would be disastrous for XRP and every other cryptocurrency you possess. Complete and total ruin. If this case is as significant as the SEC v. Ripple case, then I shudder to think where the global crypto markets would be after that. Some have even speculated, and I don't want to put words in Dean's mouth, that the Coinbase case is even more significant than originally thought since it concerns on-ramps and malice. That's what he implied, at least. I swear he stated that, but please correct me if I'm wrong. A person with the name of Marvin Amori also came up. Eleanor Church, a journalist with Fox Business, shared his post. This particular section, however, is underlined. Since you're already here and gazing at the screen, I'll expand it to fill it. That's obviously true, it's common sense. It was stated that this must be mentioned. But the judge's ruling is shown below. The judge is aware. This is related to the recently dismissed Uniswap litigation. Both the court and the defendants agree that this case is similar to an endeavor to make a developer of autonomous vehicles accountable for the unlawful actions of third parties who utilize the vehicles. That's okay to me now. So, we develop new technologies. It's a sure bet that wicked guys will use technology for evil. Are you going to pursue them? Whose idea was it to design the internet so that people would use it for evil? Do you try to track down the people who developed the internet? Although try your luck, because it actually predates the 1960s. But I think you understand the general idea. It doesn't matter if you choose the iPhone or cell phones in general as your preferred technological platform. they have a dark side, too. And the same is true in this case. Let's pretend this is the judge's actual ruling. She supports the defense's line of reasoning. Imagine you're a programmer working on autonomous vehicle technology, and then someone uses your code to commit a crime, like robbing a bank. Is that someone's fault in development? False, the sinful act itself is the responsibility of the offender. It's true that cryptocurrency can be misused, and the same holds true for crypto in general. People can do awful things with fiat currencies. Then you must seek out and punish those responsible for the wrongdoing. That's why I compared it to something trivial. Just sounds like an attempt to make quick cash to me. The following is a direct statement from today's judgment, which was first provided by attorney John Deaton. In light of the claims in the FAC, it seems absurd to hold the creator of the source code for a given software platform responsible under Section 29B for the actions of a third party. That's Judge Fila's drug vision, he adds, referencing the Coinbase case. He emphasized the word defies logic in his writing. He then instructed readers to read the following language from Judge Fila. After that, he posted a wall message tagging Paul Graham, Brian Armstrong, and the chief legal officer of Coinbase, Paul Gray. Coinbase's co-founder and current CEO is Brian Armstrong. Additionally, he states that they are entitled to feel great. Yes, they absolutely should. When asked if he could imagine her making a similar argument against extending federal securities rules to blind bid/ask transactions involving asset sales on exchanges, he said, I honestly could see her saying the same thing. That's something I'd like to see. Also, may the Coinbase lawsuit be dismissed altogether like the Uniswap cases were? Here is attorney Deaton's take on the matter. And he made a nod to Scott Milker, who has 909,900 followers and is known in the crypto community as the Wolf of All Streets. And he made a Scott Milker allusion. The following is an excerpt from his article about Coinbase. It's the same judge, so the ruling will have far-reaching implications for everyone involved. When discussing the secondary market for digital assets on an exchange in blind bid/ask transactions, I predicted that Judge Fila would rule that the SEC's complaint will be dismissed or partially dismissed today on the Scott Milker Show. In a nutshell, the SEC lacks authority over such dealings. For a motion to dismiss, I would normally give a 1% chance of success at most. However, after reading this ruling, I am now giving a 35% chance of success. And so he's saying, like if you just read into a judge's file here with Uniswap, it makes him more confident that maybe, and he wants to read the whole thing here first, but maybe a good bit more likely that you're going to see the whole Coinbase situation just chucked to the wayside, which would be the most delightful thing that could happen, because those are the biggest things now. So for us, you're obviously XRP having legal, but if you have it in clear communication, that's about all there is to it. If you want to speak about it's an add more to it that's piled on the top, but those are the big ones that I believe are going to happen, and so that's a significant ones in terms of like survival and being allowed to exist. There are the frivolous litigation over, or not over, the frivolous delays and denials of spot Bitcoin ETFs, including one filed by Grayscale and recently one. If the SEC is being really strict about Bitcoin ETFs, it doesn't matter if they are physically or figuratively, so as long as everything falls into place. If all three of those things happened, it would be fantastic. Right? That would provide much-needed regulatory certainty for XRP, allowing exchanges to begin accepting the cryptocurrency and paving the way for Bitcoin ETF listing and subsequent institutional investment. Yep. I really appreciate it. What we have to look forward to is me ordering too, of course. Nothing I say or write should be taken as investment advice, and you should not make any decisions based on it. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.